In fact, he asked, it seems the big problem here is that brain wallets don't just use SHA-256. He's exactly right. A popular site for making these things is brainwallet.org, and they're on GitHub, and somebody actually submitted a patch to upgrade it to a hardened hash, and the guy rejected the patch with some explanation of, oh, well, elliptic curve public key derivation is slow, so this is unnecessary. This guy has been accused of cracking brain wallets himself. And yeah, his site will default to empty string as a passphrase, and there's no complexity requirements enforced. So, okay, who's next? You. Length doesn't. He asked if inserting spaces in a password or passphrase would strengthen it sufficiently. No, adding spaces does not significantly increase the strength of a password. Length really doesn't matter. It's complexity that matters. I think you were first. He asked if deterministic wallets could have the same problem. Bitcoin has hierarchical deterministic wallets. If you seeded them with a passphrase you chose yourself, then yes, it would have the same problem, depending upon whether or not any hardening or salting was used. But Electrum is the most popular tool that does this, and it will choose a passphrase for you, so you don't have that problem. Does adding spaces or capitalization to a password actually weaken it under any circumstances? Like if someone hears you type it. If someone is hearing you type passwords and is using this against you, you have other problems. But, I mean, the weakest version of any passphrase is going to be one that appears verbatim somewhere. So if you stripped all the spaces, it would be very, very, very slightly stronger. But if you're relying on this to save you, you're going to be disappointed. Anyone else? There was that one in Afrikaans. I found some in Chinese and Russian. You said any multilingual, like 2 languages in them. I didn't find one, but I don't think that the lists I was using had anything like that in them. So there might be, I just didn't find them. I can't hear you. I had a couple of slides with examples on there. There was definitely use the force Luke in there. Anybody else? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I did skip over that. He's asking how I figured out what people are actually doing. The answer is I made bait wallets. So, I made this mental model of how I would steal brain wallets if I were going to do it, and I realized, well, they're going to have bots, and so if I send a small amount of Bitcoin to a weak brain wallet, any bots capable of stealing it will steal it. So I was able to kind of use their theft bots as an oracle against their lookup tables. And then by doing some blockchain forensics, I was able to get some rough idea of how many of them there are. Anyone else? Way in the back? Are you saying it's too big, too small, or too big by a factor of 10? He's saying that my math was wrong. 1 second. My assumption is that storing a single passphrase takes about 100 bytes. Right. If you know what the dictionaries are, you still have to store the dictionaries somewhere. So your dictionary is taking space either way. So you can't optimize it that much. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Right, but the lookup table has the dictionary words or private keys themselves. Find me later and we can talk about this.